Helicopters, mini helicopters, airplanes, ice axes, crevasse gear, sleeping bags, camp gear, gas generators, and Jonjamin and Ulrich Badschluger. And we got this guy, Lugetto, the boss. But it's gonna be a long-winded story. Tune in, it will be awesome. Throw it on, I don't know, if TV, whatever, breakfast material. But this is gonna be a good one, so you're gonna wanna watch this. But I think this is day 28 of our Alaska adventure. Lo has been here for about 21 days. We've done everything from Valdez to Palmer to Haines. We're actually going back to Palmer to kind of wrap this out, go full circle with the first person that kind of popped my Alaska cherry, which was Jamie Anderson back in April of 2021. She took the chance on me. Forever grateful for that because it seriously changed my life. Kind of wanted to talk about this very impromptu strike mission that I did back before we got to Haines. And I really wanted to check out this new operation called Crown Mountain Guides based out of Palmer. And I'd been talking with Mike, the GM of Crown Mountain, pretty much all year. And you know, my plan was basically to go there for the week, get Lo, who hasn't really been around snow too much, and because we got skunked in Canada this year, the plan was to just try and get in a heli and you know, just fly the drone to make sure it worked for Haines. Our plans kind of got a little diverted. I randomly bumped into John Jackson at the bar. And this is just the crazy thing about Alaska, because it's like a totally be present to win situation. We were at the bar and we're just kind of chatting, and I asked him, I was like, hey John, would like you want to come to Palmer with me? Like I have a helicopter with Lo. Let's take advantage of the opportunity. John seems like a super rad guy. I've looked up to him my whole life, and you know, I'm going anyways, like let's have him come. He told me that he wasn't able to come because he had to go to London and kind of end the trip and do some family stuff. So then I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, I was at Natural Selection with Ulrich. He was talking about how he wanted to go to Alaska, so I call Ulrich up. I'm like, Ulrich, I got a free seat. Do you want to come up? Ulrich ends up coming up, and right as I get to Palmer and basically plan to pick Ulrich up that evening, I get a call from John Jay, who's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I'm down to go. Like, I can push my trip back. Like, can I go? I ended up figuring it out, and we were like, okay, well, Ulrich's coming. John, you're coming. You know, this is kind of better because Ulrich's new to this, and John is like one of the most established legends of the game. We have John and Ulrich, we're in Palmer, and we're all geared up, ready to go. First, it turned into us trying to get a plane and fill it up with camping gear, fly the helicopter and the plane out to the Tordrillos, camp for the evening, and then use the heli the first day, camp an evening, try and shoot a Northern Lights time lapse, and then basically hike for a day, fly the planes out. I mean, it's just like so rad how in Alaska you can literally do anything as long as you got the money to pay for it, and you know, if you die, it's on you. My friend Raphael Pease, who lives up here, literally in 24 hours, we have no camping gear, no expedition gear, and we like get Raphael on board. We talked to the homie that I met in Valdez with an airplane like a week before, and he's like down to go on the mission. And so we got Matt's plane, we got Raphael. Raphael gets most of the camping gear. We get the rest of the camping gear from this guy Dana at the Hoarding Marmot in Anchorage. Get everything together, Raphael's on food duty, we get the plane packed, we're all ready to go. We did our heli briefing, we're at Crown Mountain Guides. We got Ulrich, John Jay, myself, Lugetto, and the helicopter. Plane's ready to go, it's in Anchorage, we're out of Palmer. We're literally about to go on the dream mission. That morning, you know, and then this thing with Alaska is it was like blue in the Tordrillos and it was perfect, but all of the weather to get there, which it's about, you know, it's about 100 miles away over just flat ground to get to that zone. And we just weren't able to get there. We were fogged out in the helicopter. You know, we delayed. We flew. It was probably like one of the scariest helicopter flights of my life. Like there were like power lines we had to avoid at one point. Like we flew up and it was like a full whiteout. And you know, it didn't work out, and we had to end up calling it off and pulling the heli back. We had to call Raphael. He had to unpack all the plane gear, and then we ended up having Matt find another homie with an airplane, so we have now 2 planes. Dude, this is actually fucking sick. So we can put 3 people in each plane. We have myself, John Jay, and Matt in one plane, and then we had Nick, Lugetto, and Ulrich in the other plane. And so the next day we basically head out to Anchorage. It's a perfect bluebird day all the way, no fog. Would have been perfect if that was the day before with the helicopter. We basically just went and explored like an entirely new area that I actually got hints of from Travis at that natural selection, and it was just so cool to put eyes on it, you know. And a lot of the zone, it's you're unable to land in helicopters there. But what is so cool about it is just you can land airplanes there and hike these lines. There's endless opportunities up here. It's just how bad do you want it, you know? And you've got to really, you know, be on it with like assessing safety and snowpack and risk management.
That panel is just fucking
Yeah, go with your
nasty. I think we should call it. Too much risk.
I think in total now about 3.5 to 4 months up in Alaska over 4 years. I definitely think this is just the beginning. Next year, I'm so excited to kind of put into play some of these plans and experiences that I've learned. Just know how all the logistics operate and like who to call and when to call them. And that's the rad thing up here is like all the people you meet are so like humble and friendly and nice and like willing to help you kind of make these dreams a reality. And I think it's the funnest part up here, and like having someone like Lugetto on the drone where I can like put the red camera and like kind of control it and get some like otherworldly scenics that like I've always dreamt of. And I really feel like we're just like kind of cracking the code with the beginning of it, because, you know, it's been like maybe 2 or 3 years of imagining this like gimbal FPV setup and watching Gab at Natural Selection kind of like use his own version of it. And then as the tech is kind of developed and I've, you know, seeked out low, and like this season after trying to fly the drone in the big mountains for like 2 months now, we finally have flown it for 3 days. It's been a really hard winter, like probably one of the hardest winters of my life. Hope you guys enjoyed that like crazy story of AK. Hopefully you like the visuals, and comment below if you have any questions. Really appreciate all you guys tuning into this stuff. It's been a fun adventure. We'll keep you posted. We got some rad videos planned for the rest of the month and this summer. So stay tuned, tune in. Love you guys. Fucking rock on. AK forever.